Adam and Eve lived in the Garden of Eden, but they disobeyed God by eating the fruit from the forbidden tree, resulting in their expulsion from the garden. The fall of man is a central event in the biblical narrative that describes the transgression of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden and its consequences for all humanity, as described in Genesis, chapter 3. Context: after God created man and woman in his image and gave them the Garden of Eden as their home, he instructed them not to eat the fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, warning that on the day they did, they would surely die. Temptation by the serpent, more cunning than any of the animals in the field, deceives Eve by questioning God's word and suggesting that eating the forbidden fruit would bring them knowledge and make them like gods. Disobedience and fall: Eve, convinced by the serpent, eats the fruit and also gives some to Adam, who was with her. Thus, both disobey God and eat the forbidden fruit. Consequences of the fall: after eating the fruit, Adam and Eve realize their nakedness and feel ashamed, covering themselves with fig leaves. They also hear God's voice in the garden and hide from him out of fear. Judgment and curses: God confronts Adam, Eve, and the serpent for their disobedience. He pronounces curses on each of them. The serpent is cursed to crawl on its belly, Eve will face pain in childbirth and submission to her husband, and Adam will face difficulties in work and life. Expulsion from the garden: God expels Adam and Eve from the Garden of Eden, placing cherubim with a flaming sword to guard the way to the tree of life, preventing them from accessing it and living forever in their fallen condition. This narrative is fundamental for understanding the human condition and the need for redemption and reconciliation with God. The fall of man introduces sin and its consequences into the world but also establishes the context for the promise and coming of the Messiah, who would bring salvation and restoration to humanity.